has come to upstate New York. Fall colors abound, and we welcome you inside Highmark Stadium here in Orchard Park. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Buffalo Bills. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. They start the drive with Cook. Room here to run. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They run it again with Cook. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard. The Bills had a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they've come in on a nice run of recent form. 4 wins out of 5.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Cook up the gut. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36. Well, this defense for the Chargers, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Allen off the play fake. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. It will go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. So, Charles, you look at this offense, what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club. The Bills bring out a couple of extra defensive backs to defend this third down play.
Yeah, they're going dime. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
On first down, it's Herbert. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards. A nice gain there to his trusty tight end, and now it's got them thinking opening drive touchdown here as they get into the red zone.
And in most cases with your tight end, you feel like you've got a mismatch no matter who's covering it. Is it a small cornerback? Is it a linebacker who may not run as well? In any event, whatever you see, you think that tight end can win that battle. Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
This offense was on the move. Now two straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Chargers have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Taken in at the 3. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Cook again. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Allen going to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
On 4th down, Matt Araiza is sent on to punt. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. This is taken at the 23. Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice
trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Amani Hooker. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
That's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
So after the INT, it's Allen. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase it.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. To try again after the sack. Allen under pressure. They got him again. Khalil Mack in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
3rd down, here's a run by Cook. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 6-0 our score after 1. Matt Araiza now on to punt this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be taken at the 13. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll go to Barkley again. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Play action. It's Herbert. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Terrell Bernard coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. It'll It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Throwing now is Allen. He'll get this one complete to Davis. Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
So now our referee looking at the sideline saying, are you sure? But yes, this defense has accepted the penalty. So that means they will not take possession on the fumble recovery. Boy, not sure why in the world you do that, but that is apparently the decision.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to the huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From midfield, here's Allen. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. Khalil Mack. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Off the play fake. Allen. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down. They'll run for it. Cook. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on 4th down, but they ran it. They got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did.
On 1st down, Allen puts it on the carpet. It's out and picked up by the Chargers.
He'll get it inside the 20.
And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And he atones for his miss the first time around, as this one is up and good to extend their lead. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense. My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Play action. Now it's Allen. Flush to his right. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And here's Matt Araiza now. And it's fielded at the 34. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And these guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Herbert now. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Good, clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
Here's J.K. Scott set to do the punting honors. This is taken at the 18. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
They're certainly in need of some kind of points here before the end of the half. A field goal or something, being shut out right now. They could really use some momentum before they head into halftime. On play action, Allen. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Derwin James with a pick. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Touchdown! Mike Williams in the final seconds of the first half. And the Chargers will extend their lead here just before halftime. And oh, it's no good. For the second time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage, not that it matters, as the final seconds tick away. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
On first down, Justin Herbert. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. It was Von Miller who shot in there to get him down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Throwing on second and long. Herbert. And this is caught by Williams. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a third and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out third and long.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play. And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Second and 10, here's Herbert once more. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen.
Down inside the 10.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. A big play there on the catch and run. 30 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Barkley trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1.
Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
And now defensively, you have to look at this like the game's on the line. It's just the third quarter, but another touchdown given up here could really spell an end to their chances, so they need to toughen up and keep them out of the end zone.
Barkley again.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal.
And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season.
And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Cook following the penalty. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. 7 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
second down. Cook. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Again, it's Cook. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. This is fielded at the 27. 44-yard punt, return of 9. The Charger drive about to get going. They got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. Barkley, inside handoff. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 6. 1st down, Los Angeles.
Here's Herbert. He finds his target, Allen. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
Let's go now.
Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And he'll just get rid of it.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
2nd and 10 now from the 27. Justin Herbert looking to pass.
Gets this to Saquon Barkley out of the backfield.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 27 yards.
And the Chargers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Oh, this is blocked. It's picked, and nothing but daylight ahead. He's at the 40. Past the 20. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points.
Now you figure with a veteran kicker out there, these extra points almost automatic, but this one turns into 2 points the other way.
And we both know it's hard to put it on him. I think there was a breakdown in the protection, but guess what? It does go against his record.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
To throw again on 2nd down. Allen eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
The Bills on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. And give him a gain of 37. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
They've moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one.
And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a 1st down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. On play action, Allen. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Stephon Diggs, 31 yards.
And the Bills are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys have to touch the ball and carry it. They're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Here's Allen following the fumble recovery. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted.
picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Well, I get it, Charles. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Down big. They just sent their receivers out, let it fly. But the defense, they were ready.
Yeah, and there aren't too many people left in this stadium that couldn't see that coming. But that's not a major criticism at all because you had to try it. What you're hoping for is one of your athletes out-athletes everyone else and makes a dramatic play.
Touchdown, Chargers. Dallas Goedert from 13 yards out. And the Chargers look like they're going to be moving to 6-0 as they extend that lead even further.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
One final try here for Allen.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down, and the Chargers will get the football back in excellent field position.
On 1st down, it's Herbert.
Wide open is Watkins. He's got him. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A good pickup there at 22.
Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are, and let me tell you something. If you're old school, you don't like this at all, but in today's football, you just go ahead and savor it. Watch a team execute at a high level. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard says.
He'll try again. Pushing for the end zone, but he's not going to get there. They stop him just shy of the goal line.
Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
Well, they made the play there, and I'll guarantee you their coaches and the other players are screaming at them about their pride. Come on, guys. He's already gotten in 3 times. You can't give up a 4th one. And on that play, they were able to make the stop.
And you knew they were going to go to him to try to get that fourth.
And why wouldn't they? It's not just getting the fourth. He's the hot hand, so to speak, right? The hot feet in this situation, and he knows how to find the end zone.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
So the second down run didn't work. They run it again on third down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. On the move to his left. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder what plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen.
And this one too low.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Allen off the play fake. Being chased out left.
To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff.
Bass on for the extra point.
And this time he gets it to go as it is up and good.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
begin with a run by Barkley. Up past the 30, second down coming up.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They're going to pass here with Herbert. And to the right side here, it's Allen. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one covers 29 yards, first down. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So, for the Chargers, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.